Hi, my name is Mike.G and have another video for you. Okay, this is going to be heavy. This is Chad chasers and gold diggers are the serpent reproducers. Now, there's a big statement, big and bold. And you're going to see in my videos, we're going to get into the why. Because a lot of the videos that talk about, I don't know, either feminism or manosphere talks about, they don't really know the why. They can do studies, they can say some things, but the real why. So we're going to talk about that right now. So let's start with the Chad and Tyrone chasers. Chad and Tyrone chasers. Now these women, their eyes are open and they're looking for that hot guy. So and to get that hot guy, these are not always the 10s and the 9s. These are usually the women's 6, 7s, and some 8s. Attractiveness. And what they're doing is they want that look of the guy. They want Chad. So this is all based on desire. This is all based on desire. So this woman now, for her to chase Chad, like normally, we have the body, and this is where the head is. The woman is not the head. The woman is the torso. So when she is sacrificing her heart and femininity, all the things that the woman is known for this new modern, go girl, you can go get it, go get yours, go have your party years, your hot summers or whatever, she sacrifices that heart. When she sacrifices that heart, it's like almost impossible for her to get it back. Because she doesn't just go for one Chad and Tyrone. Usually the body count, starts clocking. So she'll be at 50, 100, whatever. An incredibly high body count. Because she can. But there's a lot of things you can do, and you shouldn't. You can hold radioactive substance in your hand for 10 minutes and put it down, but then you might lose your hand. It doesn't mean you should do it, but the feminist movement is teaching the dumbest thing. It's like giving giving children a razor blade. Say, go ahead, have fun. That's what feminist movement is doing with the young women. And the women are responsible for this. And the older women should find these feminists and they should give them a thing or two. If not, if the older women aren't going to do it, then let me tell you, the shun you or the leftover women, you should go back and reevaluate and really go after these feminists and straighten them out. And don't let the new younger generation chase Chad. But what if these people were planted here, these women were planted here on purpose to rope in Chad and Tyrone? If you were to make your garden and, the good man planted wheat. However, the devil comes in and planted darnel. And the darnel is poison. How does this poison, this fake wheat, get into the garden? How does it get there? Who put it there? They put it there. Chad, Tyrone, with their chasers. They are what's planted in the garden. And it's really funny. We have in our vernacular now, we have a new word that's been added, garden tool. And an older word, hoe. And what does that do? It digs a hole in the garden so that Chad and his Chad chaser, because remember, she's got an anchor baby. This woman has an anchor baby that she's trying to get Chad. This is how the serpent puts its anchor baby seed into the world. It's like these are a match forged in hell. Because you see, Chad and Tyrone does not give a shit about the woman. Does not care about the potential that he might, damage her, hurt her. He don't care. He don't care. And because he doesn't care, he's not looking for the woman that has a heart, because he doesn't have a heart. You see, where do these people come from? Where do these people come from? And then later, post-wall, this same woman now is looking to rope in a guy and say, now she's going to be a born-again virgin, or she's going to be, a traditional wife now. You can't, because the heart's already buried. For her, the heart has already been removed out of this woman. There is no heart. So you're getting together with a heartless woman carrying two anchor babies. Two anchor babies. One little Chad, and the other one Tyrone Jr. You are going to be paying for that serpent seed. And you suffer when you see, because you should know better, and you do know better, but you swallow the truth and you sacrifice the truth for your desire. So Chad chasers and the Tyrone chasers are there for desire. And Chad and Tyrone get so much of these women that they're there for desire too. Their anchor baby now was how to hook to keep him in. And then this other guy, comes in post-wall, the 30 post-wall. Post-wall is, I'm going to say, it's also the paywall. Because the paywall, you're going to have to pay for Chad and Tyrone's babies. This is evil. This is evil. Sacrifice the heart. And now what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and think that you're going to get something out of this woman? You're out of your mind. She's only going to turn you over, and then eventually whatever money you have, you're going to be spending it on divorce court and lawyers and things like that. All right, now let's go to the gold diggers. Gold diggers. Now the gold diggers are a little more sophisticated. I'm not talking about the Chad chasers turning gold diggers. I'm talking about the hardcore gold diggers. The gold diggers, I'll give you a great example of a gold digger and what happened. And but we'll get to the example in a second. So what does the gold digger do? The gold digger can be anywhere in the line, but the best ones would say are 9 and 10s. 9 and 10s attractiveness women usually end up being gold diggers, because they don't even have to have a large body count. They can have a low body count, but they can just be highly priced. So they're chasing the guy who has to make lots and lots of money. So what does she sacrifice? Well, we have the desire again. There's the desire, and she doesn't have the makeup like the other one, because she's already very attractive. Okay? So what did she sacrifice? She also sacrificed the heart for money. And what does the Bible say? You can't serve mammon, which is money, and God. You can't serve money and truth, light. So she sacrifices her heart for the money. So she tells you, even before the 30 years old, that there's a paywall. You don't want her. Even if you have the money, you don't want her. Because what you're going to get now is you're going to get a woman who is functioning for money. And again, no heart. No heart, no heart, no heart. You're going to have kids they're going to get hooked on drugs. She's not there. And the worst place for a man to be is with a woman with no heart. Worst place. And this woman could be, she could do some monkey branching. Monkey branching, yeah. Absolutely. A perfect example is Bezos's girlfriend. She's fantastic. Bezos' girlfriend. And keep in mind, too, that his first wife, if you notice, she had a long neck. If you look at Bezos' first wife, whatever her name is, she has an incredibly long neck. And you got to think about that. There's a reason. That neck is so long because it's trying to get the fruit off the tree of the Garden of Eden. So gold diggers sacrifice the heart. And the only way you're going to get a gold digger is if you bring the cash. And you know what? You don't want her. If you lead with cash and you get the gold digger, you will not be happy because in the end, she will take your heart and your money. Again, these are children of the devil. Let them be. Don't get hooked up with them. Now, the Chad chasers are usually more attainable because they require they're not going to require as much money up front, and they're usually wanting the money after 30. This group, from the door, they're already merchandising themselves for the money. You got to stay away. You got to stay away. You're not going to have peace. So I'll never forget. I went out with a woman once, and through my family they tried to set me up with her. And then we're in the city, so we go into Bergdorf Goodman, and she picks up 2 glasses. It's really odd that she picked up 2 glasses. And she looked at me like for a second, like waiting for me to buy them for her. They were $700. I just met this person, and she wants me to fund her $700 glasses. And believe me if I tell you, heartless. Heartless. She wouldn't care if I had to work really hard, and if I bought those glasses thinking I was going to get something, not something, I'm not talking about exchange for sex or anything like that, but to have a relationship with her? Oh no. Oh no. That's not going to happen. So guys, if a woman goes with you someplace early on for dates and she picks up something crazy expensive, don't do it. Don't lead with money. Don't lead with money. Okay, now let's talk about the body type. Things to look for. So the Chad chasers, God has a funny way of letting us know who the Chad chasers are and gold diggers. Because remember, a Chad chaser evolves into a gold digger. You know, she's got a D-I-G-G. Yeah, she transforms into a gold digger post-wall, the paywall. Before this, you have to be hot. After this, you have to have money. Okay? Now, the Chad chasers are going to be the part of our society that that there's going to be plenty of them, because there's not as many 9s and 10s, and they usually secure the guy in the 20s, so we're going to put them away. We're going to talk about Chad chasers, gold diggers, because there's a lot more of these. There are a lot more of these. And, okay, so now, what's the body type? Well, let me give you things that they have. Number 1, they have tattoos. I don't know how you spell it, but they can have those stray tattoos, especially on the fingers and nails. They curse. What else about them? Lots of makeup. Actually, I tell you what, if you're going to meet women and you want to date women, you tell them, let's have our first date, don't wear makeup. Lipstick, that's the only thing you can wear. And make it, and say it. And if she doesn't do it, there's no reason to talk to her. No reason. Because you want to take away, you want to see how much of the makeup is really tied into the ego. That's what you want to find out. And if it's the ego that's really tied into the makeup, then now you know that you got a potential Chad chaser here because she's trying to punch up. I'm telling you from experience. No makeup. Even nail polish is scary. Because those are claws. Those are red nail polish claws that they're going to dig into you and your wallet and rip out your heart because they don't have a heart. Flighty. Because remember, they were brought up under the tutelage of Chad. And Chad was very flighty. And when the women are flighty, what they're doing is that you can't pin down, you can't pin them down, and they kind of like run away like a butterfly, because they're not connected, they're not rooted in the ground. Remember, garden tool it's used to put in the serpent's seed. The hoe phase, the hoe is a garden tool that you make a hole to put in. The devil puts them in. Now keep in mind one more thing. I want to jump back to the devil. When the devil plants the seed in the Bible, he goes away. He plants the seed and then he disappears. It's straight up. It says this in the wheat and the tares, or the wheat and the darnel story in the Bible. He plants the seed and it's straight up, says the devil, and they leave. So a Chad chaser is the same as a devil chaser. Devil chaser. And they're going to have crazy drama. Now, you know what? I'm gonna give this to all women. All women need a bit of excitement. They do. And if you're not giving it to them, they're going to get it someplace else. And I'm not talking about the bedroom. And here's why. The feminine part of the body, the feminine part of the body, or the woman, is this part of the body. It is dependent on the legs and the hands and the head. The head brings in the food, gives it to her, she cooks it, and then she feeds it back to you. But if you're not taking her and doing things with her, then what are you going to expect to happen? You're going to have a dull relationship. And most life is not, exciting, but put a little effort. If you're going to work 80 hours a week and you're going to think that that's enough to have a family, you're mistaken. You can't just shove food in your mouth. Because if you just keep shoving food in your mouth, your stomach is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're going to have a heart attack. And the heart attack is the feminine part of your body telling you, hey man, you're not paying attention to me. So if your body can give you a heart attack, that's parallels that you got to give the woman more than just bringing in the food, which is fine. Because the more you give the woman and she gives back to you, then you're going to have this I call it this infinity relationship, where your energy and her energy kind of work and feed off each other. Everybody has a certain part. Now, another thing about gold diggers, Chad chasers, is they want to keep their last name. Okay? They want to keep their last name. Okay, now I made other videos about this. Now, a lot of stuff that I talk about, they might not be clear in this video because I can't make every video, 2 hours. My older videos talks about this. A good place to start is the developmental stages, so you understand why people do things at certain aspects of their life and how you have blocks and it doesn't let you go forward. Or my truth of everything video, how everything is really going to come down to the masculine, the feminine, and light. Okay, so they want to keep their last name. Why on earth does a woman want to keep her last name? The last name of the woman... Now, you're going to really puke when you understand this. The last name of the woman is the father's name. Now, she's going to fight you on this, especially women that work, women that had a lot of education, where they really swelled up the head a lot. That head is really swelled with masculine stuff. She wants to keep her father's name, her father's identity. Okay, so what does that turn into? You have a bed. You're in the bed. She is in the bed. And her father is in the bed. By her keeping her last name, she's bringing the father into the bedroom. There's a hard pill to swallow. No last name. And let me tell you, there are certain things that you want to, stand by. No last name. And the last name has to do with the children. It really has to do with the children a lot. It's the identity for the woman and the children. If you're not having children and living together or something, whatever it is, it is. But if you're going to get married to her, she's got to dump that last name. This is a deal breaker. This is a deal breaker. Tattoos might not be a deal breaker, but I'm telling you what they come with. They come with the Chad chasers. Now, why do they put the tattoos on them? Now we're going to get into the why. I don't have that much time. Because, you see, by chasing Chad, they're becoming more masculine. They're looking... I said that the head is the masculine. In the head is the eyes. So if they're going to become more masculine, well, they need to read something, right? So they can't read, so they put tattoos on their body so that they can read them. Why do they curse? Because all the Chad seed is the devil's seed. And what does the Bible say? That it's a froward mouth, or it's the violence of cursing. They can't stop cursing. I'm telling you, I've witnessed this. Woman, attractive, but overly attractive. Like she wants to be hot, sexy, attractive. Tattoos all over, cursed like a truck driver. And had told her, you need to learn how to cook if you want to find a man. Hated it when I said that. Flipped out. Lots of makeup. Why the makeup? Because underneath is her true identity of the woman and how she looks. She wants to cover that up. She wants to sell you another bill of goods. Flighty. Why flighty? She has 50 to 100 Chad and Tyrone guys there. She's got all their thoughts inside her body like a schizophrenic. She doesn't know who she's going to be because she's already paired with all these different guys. Now that comes out of her mouth as flighty. Drama. Why does she need drama now? To entertain her so she doesn't fall into the bottom. Now we're going to go to Weinstein really quick. So what did the Weinstein chicks do? The Weinstein chicks sold their body, just like, gold diggers, and sold their body, had sex with Weinstein because they were going to get a career. So this kept the woman busy. Busy. She's not by herself. She's acting. She's all over the place. She's got fame. Then she gets a little older. So then she gets to the wall, and then she gets to the actor wall or actress wall. I don't know when that is, but she gets to the wall. The head starts, it was ballooning, it starts going back down. And now she's coming back to her torso. But her torso is already polluted. This torso's polluted. She can't bring her head back to her torso. So for her to keep her head out of her torso, she has to entertain herself with drama to get like a false sense of, the head rising. Similarly, when the guy, when one of these women, one of these educated, strong women, yeah, she thinks she's a guy. She even thinks she's got muscles, right? The strong, educated, super big head woman. She gets a guy who is not as strong as her, so she can be the I am. This guy's weaker, and men are like they know unconsciously. So what do they give this woman? They have no power, because she wants the man with no power. She wants the man with no power not to challenge that head. So then the only thing he has in substitute is violence. You see, all the things that interactions that people have with each other, there's a reason for this. There's a reason. She wants to be the head. That means you have to take the position of the feminine. And inside of you, the spirit's like, hey man, that's a lie. You got to get your ass out of here. So you have no strength. You're stuck fighting with your own spirit. So you act out with violence. So when you see these women that look really good and they're getting to the violent relationship, let me tell you something. There's a lot deeper to that. If you're with a guy who's violent for over a year, it's not him anymore. It's the feminine. She's 50% or more because it's a provocation. That's why the dumbest thing the MGTOW guys can say is for the woman to lower her standards. No, we don't want them to lower their standards. We want to leave them alone. You do not want a woman to lower her standards. Because once she leaves the Chad chasing stage or a gold digger that wasn't successful, if she dumbs down, in her mind, she's dumbing down. In her mind, she's actually living a fantasy island life. And if she does this, and let's say she meets a guy, a regular good guy or something, she's going to ruin it. Not only is she going to ruin it, but she is going to make that guy hate her guts. Let me tell you. A guy with a woman that has no respect for him, because these women do not have respect for you if they're thinking they're lowering their standards. You do not want these women. You will never have anything good. And if you get an anchor baby out of it, forget it. Now you got that chain. And plus, you don't even know if that baby is yours. Because Chad chasers and gold diggers, mostly Chad chasers, Tyrone chasers, they'll dump that. They're ready. You could, when I see a gold digger, when I see a Chad chaser, I see that she is ready. Those eggs inside her are ready to make anchor babies. Yeah. Anchor babies. Yeah. But you know what? A lot of guys get desperate. And I can understand why you're desperate, because there's a time in your life, let's say from your teens to 20s to 30s, where you just got to get your act together and just don't fall for this. Now, I'm going to make another video about simps and chads. How you shouldn't have friends that are simps and chads. That's another video. But you see, the tattoos, they're getting ahead, so they're writing it on their body. They curse because all the different Chad devil seeds inside them. Lots of makeup. They want to cover up their faces. They're trying to fool you. Flighty because they have 50 to 100 different guys inside them. Drama so they don't feel the consequences of their actions. Those Weinstein women, let me tell you, I'd say 85% of them went there knowing that's what they wanted to do to get the part. But what they did was, when they started settling back down into their body, they have to justify themselves and say, oh no, he raped me. Oh no, he raped me. That's what they said. They said that's garbage. It was transactional sex. 85% of the Weinstein... Now, Weinstein could be a piece of crap. I'm not saying that he's not. But I'm saying that only 85% of them are lying. 15%, I guarantee you he did rape. But 85%, they went there with the hot panties, the high heels, because these are attractive women. These women know how to say no. An attractive woman who wants to be an actress knows how to say no. She's corn-fed how to say that. But she couldn't say it to the money, because actresses at the end of the day are selling the truth. I mean, they're selling a lie, so they got to sacrifice the truth. You want to be in truth, and you want to meet someone in truth. Truth, truth, truth. You cannot have a relationship if it is not based on truth, because then all you have is serpent seed, or you're the enabler to the serpent seed who gets all the punishment. because the woman will leave and she'll get another guy with a different anchor baby, and then you're doomed. So I hope this helps. God bless.